The Sports Renegades podcast on SportsTownChicago.com. Welcome back to the Sports Renegades here on SportsTownChicago.com. I'm Ryan Stuprich.
And I'm Ryan Risky. We just kind of finished up wrapping up the winter meetings. Right now, the Blackhawks and the Bulls are getting started. The Bulls have been suffering some really bad losses recently.
Right, and that's why it's the perfect time to talk about them. They both play in the same arena, and they're both about to tip off and puck drop, I guess you could say, or ice up. I don't know what the terminology is.
Puck drop.
Yeah, I guess it's the puck drop. And, the Bulls losing 3 straight. They're now 11-8, and currently they're the 8th seed. Yesterday they were like the 2nd or 3rd seed. Everyone's so close together in the Eastern Conference
At least
standings.
that's the good thing.
It's kind of ridiculous.
That's kind of the good thing. If they go and win like 3 or 4 in a row, they could get back up near the top. Last night, Jimmy Butler scored 36 points. It wasn't enough.
No, and he was mad after the game. He was pissed. He's like, we got to play better in the fourth quarter. This is getting ridiculous. It seems like every time they have a lead going into the fourth quarter, they stop playing offensively. That they can't score. They go minutes without making a field goal, and that they don't drive and get fouled to get back into the game. And they don't play defense. They give the other team numerous offensive rebounds, and it happened against Charlotte. I think they were up 77-61 entering the fourth quarter in that game against Charlotte, which I believe was Saturday night, and they ended up blowing that game and losing by a basket thanks to a Teletovic weird turnaround jumper with like 0.3 seconds left.
And then throw in the Phoenix Suns game where they were outscored 42-24 in the fourth quarter to lose 105-103.
Yeah, they had that, and then Charlotte, and
these are all like
now Boston.
You always go back, when a season ends, you always look at games that got away, and really you don't have to look any further than this 3-game losing streak right here, because these have been some really bad losses for them. And
it's amazing how they can look so good for 3 quarters and then look like the worst team in the NBA for the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they look like Philadelphia in the fourth quarter.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's really tough. I think it's time to have Mirotic coming off the bench. I don't know how much longer you can put up with his.
Well, they started doing that already. I don't know if it's going to stick, but they put Taj Gibson in the starting lineup instead of Mirotic.
Oh, that's right. Last night, they did that. I meant
last night.
Before. I think that's right. Taj started last night.
So I don't know if they'll continue to do it.
I don't know why you would start Mirotic. He's only shooting 36% from the field. Yes, he can make some threes, except he takes so many awful shots. Like
that's the
shots
thing.
That should not be taken. He's shooting.
Yep,
it's kind of like Nate Robinson.
Bad.
There isn't a shot that he doesn't think. There isn't a shot from anywhere over any defender that he doesn't think he can make. And the thing is, the trajectory on those awful shots, like the moment it comes out of his hand, it's missing. Because it's like one of those bullet line drives that isn't going in.
Oh yeah. It's bad. He's the type of player that needs to take open shots. He can't shoot while he's guarded normally.
Tom Thibodeau probably would have benched him.
Geez.
He would have been benched for taking those shots with Tibbs.
It's the same thing with McDermott. McDermott needs to take open threes.
McDermott's at least shooting really well.
Yeah, he is. And he's actually got some nice moves around the rim.
I think McDermott actually is like in the top 3 for 3-point efficiency. I know he's shooting 47% for threes, which is really good.
The new and improved Kyle Korver.
Right, that's looking like a really good draft pick for the Bulls. Another guy that's starting is Tony Snell. Like it seems like a lot of times in the box score, I'm seeing he had no points and he didn't even take a shot. Like
he's been playing a little better lately, but he's not a worthy starter.
Yeah, I don't agree. He could. I like him coming off the bench to hit some threes, except it's just sometimes he doesn't even take a single shot when he's starting. So I think he's a good guy to hit threes off the bench, except other than that, I don't really know about him as
his defense is all
starter.
right, but his overall performance is not start-worthy, which is why they really need Mike Dunleavy back, and now he's set back even further.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen with him.
Right. And,
not good.
On to the Blackhawks now. As we said in our update, Patrick Kane's looking to extend his Blackhawks franchise leading point streak up to 24 games.
Pretty impressive. I think the all-time record is Wayne Gretzky with like 50-something, which
I think when he broke it, Bobby Hull, or someone said, I think it was Bobby Hull, said, only 30 more games to go to break the all-time record.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I don't think it will. So that'd be something if he can get closer. I'm going tomorrow, so I really hope that I don't go.
Okay.
Yeah, they're giving out replica championship rings tomorrow, and I really hope that tomorrow is not the day that streak is snapped. And he's been getting close. It's been getting close to being snapped the past couple of games, where he's been getting points on empty net goals.
Right. I have a feeling he's gonna keep you waiting until the end and then score an empty net goal.
Yeah, because I mean, was it the day that the game that he broke the record? It was a hand pass on an empty net, and people were questioning if he should have gotten an assist.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, because that's true. He got a point off of an assist, and it was kind of a questionable assist, I guess.
Yeah, which I mean, hey, that's just how it is. He touched it, and before whatever needed to happen for him to not get the assist. And so another thing for the Blackhawks is during this streak, though, you'd think they would have been winning a ton of games, which they haven't. They've been a little above 500. They've been losing, and they've lost a few games in overtime. They've been losing a lot of close games, and the one reason is the Kane line is the only one that's been scoring. And you can't win, you can't be consistent in winning when you have one line that's doing all the scoring. Granted, it's doing an outrageously tremendous amount of scoring. It's just not doing. It's just the rest of you don't have the depth on the third and fourth lines that you've had in previous years, just due to the salary cap, and you've had to trade some really good guys. You don't really have that as much depth on the third and fourth lines, except the Taves line is a line that really needs to get going, because I mean the Teuvo and Taves and Hossa, that line has not been scoring as much as it should be.
Taking a look at the Western Conference standings,
the Blackhawks are only ahead of Nashville by one game. Tonight's a really important game.
Yeah, it's a very important game. 34 points to 33 for Nashville, and I mean, again, this is sort of the tale sort of every season. The Central Division, again, has the number one seed Dallas, St. Louis, Chicago, Minnesota, Nashville, all together 3, 4, 5, 6. So I mean, the Central Division is just stacked with talent.
Right now it looks like the Blackhawks division is going to have 5 of the 8 playoff teams, because it's the top.
So far, that's what it looks like.
It's the top 3 teams from each division, and then 2 wild card teams. And last year, I believe it was 2 wild card teams from the Blackhawks division as well.
Right. So the Hawks right now are 4th currently, and they're the third of the top 3 Central Division teams. St. Louis has 36 points. Dallas has been on a roll, 44 points. They've sort of separated themselves ahead of everybody else right now.
Yeah. I mean, Dallas has been really good. Patrick Sharp has been unbelievable for them, and I'm really happy to see him playing well. I mean, Dallas has only lost 5 regular season games. Regular season games in regulation.
Yes. 21, 5, and 2.
Yeah, they've been really good.
And the Hawks are 15, 9, and 4.
Right, and Dallas lost a really close game, and they had a really odd stat against Carolina. Dallas was up 4-0 at the end of the first, and then it was 5-1 at the end of the third, and then Carolina scored 4 times in the third period to tie it and send it to overtime to win 6-5, and then Antti Niemi got the win for them. He didn't make a save. He played 6 minutes.
Wow. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think Kari Lehtinen got injured. Patrick Sharp had an important power play goal in the game. Patrick Sharp in 28 games has 10 goals and 12 assists, so he's got 22 points in 28 games. It's really good to see him playing so well, and actually, he had the game-winning goal.
Wow, that's crazy.
He had the game-winning goal with 19 seconds to go, a power play goal.
Impressive.
Dallas is scoring a lot of goals. They're a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah, they are. Moving back to the NBA real quick, the Bulls, I believe they're on a 5-game home streak right now, so they
need something to get back on track.
So 5 home games in a row, they really should win 4 out of 5. That would be nice to get back on the winning track.
Let's see who they're playing. They play the Clippers tonight, which they're meh this year. I mean, it's like they're inconsistent. They should be better than they are. I mean, they should have beaten Golden State. That was kind of unacceptable. They play the Pelicans on Saturday. they should win that game. The Pelicans are 5-16.
76ers on Monday, Grizzlies on Wednesday.
I hope they beat
Pistons on
Philadelphia.
Friday.
Yeah, so I mean, as you said, they could win 4 of those 5 games.
They should.
Really? Yeah, they should. You never know with this Bulls team, though.
No. I have a feeling they're going to win tonight, and that's the hardest matchup that they have, although Memphis has been playing pretty well.
Yeah, Memphis.
I feel like they're going to lose to Memphis. They usually do lose to Memphis at home, if I remember correctly. Most of the time, they end up losing to Memphis, and Memphis is still a pretty good team.
They are a really good team. They've just had some bad games against the Golden State Warriors this year.
Yeah, and now let's talk about the Warriors. They are currently, 23-0?
Yeah. Who's going to be? I'm going to be honest. I thought they were going to lose one of the 2 games to Toronto or the Pacers, because both of those were road games, and the Pacers have been really good this year. Paul George has been on a tear, and well, then Golden State decided to score 79 points by halftime against the Pacers.
I'm telling you, I feel like, let's see, they play tomorrow night at Boston. I think they'll win that game.
Yeah, Boston's going to have the hangover of beating the Bulls.
But now look at this. They're going to be flying from Boston to Milwaukee and play the next night in Milwaukee, Saturday, December 12th. I feel like that's when the streak's going to start. Milwaukee's not very good. They're 9-14 this year. But they have some good players on their team, and we've seen what the addition of Greg Monroe has done for them, and they've been playing pretty well. They just haven't really got it done. Also in the fourth quarter, kind of like what the Bulls have been going through, but not nearly as bad. So I think, and I don't know, it'd be fun to go to this game. I'm thinking about going to it, but I don't know. The tickets were really expensive last I looked.
Shocker! You should look at ticket prices for teams' home games against the Lakers.
Oh yeah, I know the Bulls.
The Bulls I think they're over $100.
It's also a weekend game. It's like a Sunday night game or something.
Yeah, I think it's like over $100 for Kobe Bryant's last game at the United Center.
Yeah, but this game, I'm telling you, I feel like, and I wouldn't be mad if the Warriors won or lost. I'd be more happy if the Bucks were able to break the streak, just because I could say I was at the game where they finally lost a game.
You'd be able to be chanting "end the streak" with the crowd at the end of the game.
Yeah, but I would also be happy if the Warriors won, because then you're part of the making of history once again, and so that would be exciting. So that's going to be a game to watch out for. I feel like if they're going to lose coming up, I feel like it's going to be Saturday at Milwaukee, just because they're playing 2 road games in a row, and it is getting a little ridiculous. I mean, 23-0.
There's been a lot of games that they should have lost that they've come so close to losing.
Utah was a close one, and then they had another close
Toronto
one.
was close.
The
Pacers was close at the end. The Bulls one was close. They should have
close.
Lost to the Clippers, and they blew that fourth quarter lead.
They blew like a 23, 24-point lead in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, something that the Bulls would have done.
That is something that the Bulls would do. Hey, since the Bulls and Clippers are playing tonight, maybe we'll see that. They're playing right now.
Both teams will score 40 points in the fourth quarter. They forget to play defense.
Yeah, that could be a wild finish. The Bulls, also, I heard this on the radio on the way down before we go to break. The Bulls have won 11 straight TNT Thursday night games. They've won 11 straight.
That makes me wish they were playing the Warriors tonight.
Yeah, so I think I think the streak continues to 12 games for them to win TNT games, and I think the Bulls are going to win tonight.
That would be nice. Snap the 3-game losing streak.
They would be 12-8 on the season.
Yeah, which does not sound very good. However, they're still in the playoff spot, so we're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to come back and make our NFL picks for the week. You're listening to the Sports Renegades on SportsTownChicago.com.
The Sports Renegades podcast on SportsTownChicago.com.